Hey, so coming hot off the heels of the previous very somber top 5 clone troopers I would keep list, let's do it for Transformers. Let's go! So, if I could only keep 5 Transformers, what would they be? So yeah, basically what the last video was about clone troopers. Like, if I could only keep 5 clone troopers, if I had something happen in my life where I had to quickly move and I could only grab 5, or if I decided to become very minimalist and I only kept 5, what are the 5 that kind of mean the most to me, or like the most kind of symbolic, or the most important to me? And the Transformers one is interesting because this one I feel like has a very solid 3, or probably very solid 4, but one of the other ones, like, I'm looking at it and it right now currently very much speaks to me and very much feels like it belongs. But for all I know, it might actually change. It would probably be the same character, but it might be a different version. Let's actually talk about him first. So, for number 5, movie masterpiece Bumblebee. This may be a weird one to some people. This is actually the, the knockoff. It's a Legendary Toys knockoff. But this may be a weird one to some people. You may be like, a movie masterpiece Bumblebee? That's kind of weird. I mean, especially given how the previous Clone Trooper list was very based on, like, very meaningful and nostalgic figures. And don't worry, there's definitely a few on this. But movie Bumblebee, man, I was so engrossed with Bumblebee as a kid when that movie came out in 2007, and I really wanted the old Chimera Bumblebee toy. And that would be on the list, but unfortunately that toy sucks. So I have to have a Bumblebee, and currently this is my favorite Bumblebee. I just look at it and it teleports me back to that movie. It means a lot to me. That original 2007 movie, it's actually most of what's on this list. um, it's a good movie, honestly. Out of the Michael Bay movies, it's the best. It's a good movie, and it really captured my imagination growing up, and I really did love that movie. And it's Bumblebee, man. Now, granted, if this would be replaced, it would probably be a Transformers Prime Bumblebee. Let's be honest, it would probably be that. Because honestly, one thing about this list, I decided to only have one unique character per. This isn't multiple Optimus Primes, multiple Soundwaves, multiple Bumblebees. It is one unique character per, which is different from the Clone Trooper one that actually had like 3 Commander Codys. you know? So yeah, this is definitely kind of different in that perspective, but this made sense to me. It's definitely made sense. So with Bumblebee, let's just get the obvious choice out of the way, because I know most people will probably see this coming. Legendary Toys Optimus Prime. Yeah, this toy. Optimus Prime is my boy, and this is currently my favorite Optimus Prime. This figure is just so stunning to me. The paint, the look, the detail, the articulation, the transformation, it really blows my mind. Whenever I talk about, sometimes I end up talking about my hobby to people who are kind of uninitiated, and say I talk about Transformers. I talk about how I have an Optimus Prime that looks exactly how he did in the movie, that has that gorgeous, like, metallic finish that the actual truck does, that can actually transform. And a lot of people are very impressed. And I don't know, man. Like, if it wouldn't be this Optimus Prime, it would probably be the Transformers Prime First Edition. That would probably be number 6, honestly. If I could pick another figure, it'd probably be that one. But just keeping with the 5 and just one of each character, I think it's got to be Movie Masterpiece Optimus. Unfortunately, with Transformers, they're bigger toys, so they take up more room. So if I only had that one shelf full of toys, probably half the shelf would be full up with the Transformers. Because next up, let's break away from the movie stuff, and don't fall, please don't fall. Why'd you do that? No, wouldn't it be so funny if he just broke right there? Then I'd be like, okay, it won't be you because you just broke on me. Let's just get the big boy. Totally wrecked my shelf for this, but I felt like it was very important to show him for this. Transformers Cybertron was my thing. This is actually the thing that introduced me to Transformers. And my favorite Cybertron toy growing up was Primus. And I looked at my Cybertron shelf, and I'm like, if I could only keep one Cybertron toy, which one would it be? I looked at Optimus because I had him growing up, and I'm like, I've already got an Optimus on the list. I love that Cybertron Prime. He is amazing. But something about Primus, it's a different character. His blues. Blue's my favorite color, obviously. And his multiple blues. He's got like 3 different shades of blue going on. They very much enamored me as a kid. I was very enamored with the color and with the size and the articulation and everything. And guess what? Going through all of my stuff, all the childhood toys in the basement, I actually found every single piece for this guy. He's got his missiles. He's got every component. He is 100% complete. I have his key. It's down on the floor right now, but I have them all. And unfortunately, I didn't get the version with the Unicron head. Unfortunately, I didn't get that growing up. But yeah, man, Primus. He's big, I know. It would be kind of impractical if I would just have to rush and grab stuff. It'd be kind of impractical to grab a big old boy like this. But, man, really thinking about it, I think Primus would have to be one I'd keep. I just think he would. Cybertron just means too much to me. I'm looking at him in the viewfinder right now, and it's just like, this toy means too much to me. It means too much. And let's go on to another one. Let's go back to the 2007 movie. This is a toy from the actual movie toy line. And it's not a particularly good action figure. I thought about maybe getting a different version of the character, but this exact toy, I don't think I could get rid of. 2007 Brawl. This is the first Transformer I ever bought out of my own choice. All the others were gifts. All my Cybertron toys were like Christmas and birthday gifts. All my others were gifts, but this is the first one where I was taken to a store and I'm like, okay, you have like $20. Do you want to buy something? And I'm like, yeah, I'll get this deluxe class Brawl, and I did. And he's missing his missile. He's it's not a big deal to me. And he's not a perfect figure. He's got those shoulders that don't tab in, and you kind of have to like squeeze them behind where the tab actually goes to sort of get him to stay, but even then they don't. He's got all the flaps that don't stay on. He doesn't peg together too well. But man, this is my boy. I've had him for so long now. We're pushing like 14 years I've had him. And I got him on, I think I got him on Thanksgiving Day. I think it was Thanksgiving. Maybe not Thanksgiving Day. I got it at Kmart. They might have been closed. Or they might have been open. I don't know. Yeah, I got him around Thanksgiving of 2007. So he means a lot to me. He really does. And I think if I can only have the 5, I think he's one I'd have to keep. Now, the last one, I have explained the importance of this toy about 1,000 times. And I'm going to do it again. Bear with me. If you already know, you already know. But this would be the one Transformer that I would keep. If I could only keep one, it would be this. And it is Music Label Soundwave. So, Music Label Soundwave, not super easy to get. Takara figure that's kind of in scale with the whole Classics Generations thing. I don't even have him on my Classic shelf anymore. Ooh, let's just knock right into him. Like, this would seriously be, if I could only keep like 3 toys, he would be in the top 3. He seriously would. This means a lot to me. So, let's go back. I think it was like 2015 this happened. I was doing a college placement test, and I was very anxious. I felt like my entire... It's kind of interesting talking about this, because I'm talking about this, and I have 3 weeks left of my college education. 3 weeks, and I'm done with my degree. It's kind of surreal. But... yeah, it was 2015 I started, like, the college placement test. My college route has been very unorthodox, by the way. I did not do the whole, 4-year, what was it, how many semesters? 8 semesters, something like that. I did not do the 4-year, 8-semester thing. Mine was very unorthodox because of COVID and various different things I did. But yeah, 2015, taking my placement test, I was very anxious. I felt like my whole future was being weighed on these one test, and I was so anxious. And I felt so nervous, and the math questions, I didn't understand them because I hate math. I just couldn't retain that information anymore because I was so burnt out with math. And it turns out I did really good. And I just felt so happy. I felt like I had my whole future ahead of me. And I remember I was in the parking lot. I didn't even drive yet. And I called and I'm like, hey, I'm done with my test. You can come pick me up. And, my family came and picked me up, and I got home, and my brother had ordered me a handful of Transformers. He'd actually surprised me. just for no reason in particular. It wasn't my birthday, it wasn't Christmas or anything. He was just like, yeah, I'm going to surprise my brother. And one of them was one that I wanted very, very badly, and it was music label Soundwave. I think my brother might have mentioned, and I might be getting this wrong, he might have mentioned he was actually holding on to it for my birthday, but he decided to give it to me on that day because he saw how like emotional I was with passing my test and everything, and he felt like it was important. So he gave me music label Soundwave. And I felt so happy about it, and we were just like, you know what, let's go out and celebrate. So as a family, we went out and celebrated. We got some food. We probably hit a couple toy stores toy hunting. And he actually had a few songs preloaded on him. And one of them was Shadow of the Day from Linkin Park, my favorite Linkin Park song, by the way, because of this. And I had my cheap, weird, gross earbuds, and I plugged them in, and I gave them batteries, and I listened to my music label Soundwave while we were out. And, yeah, that day is honestly one of, if not the happiest days of my life. That day was amazing. And this Soundwave, like, number one, it's my favorite Transformers character, but number two, this toy, it was a gift from my brother. I got it on such a pivotal day in my life, and it was such a great day. It means too much to me to get rid of, ever. You know, he would be the one I would keep. Number two would probably be Optimus, but this would be the one. It means too much to me. And I'm sorry if you've already heard the story. I've explained it probably 2 or 3 times on this channel already, but for this specific video, I feel like it's important for the uninitiated to know why this would be the one. So yeah, these are the 5. These are the 5 Transformers I would keep. I have over 1,000 Transformers, well over at this point, probably over 1,500 at this point. I haven't counted in a long time. But yeah, out of all those, these would be the 5 I'd boil it down to. And I feel pretty confident in that. Maybe Bumblebee, I would change it out with like the Transformers Prime First Edition. Maybe. I don't know, the Transformers Prime First Editions and these movie masterpieces, they're kind of interchangeable. They would be 6 and 7 with Bumblebee and Optimus. And Soundwave, Transformers Prime already Soundwave, he'd be another, he'd probably be in the top 10. What would probably fill the rest of the top 10? Probably those 3, and then let's tack on like movie masterpiece Megatron, and then probably like, I don't know, a Galvatron. Maybe we'll do that. maybe that would be it. I don't know. But yeah, there we go, guys. Kind of a somber video, as the Clone Trooper one was. But there we go. That's the top 5 Transformers I'd keep, if push came to shove. I explained my philosophy and kind of my thoughts on these in my Clone Trooper video. If you want to watch the end of that, I rambled in that. I'm not going to repeat the same things here. But yeah, man, definitely a special thing to do. Let me know what your top 5 would be. Let me know what your top 1 would be, you know? Because, like I explained, and I'll just touch on this briefly, you know, having the minimalist ideal, or, you know, just focusing on these few that really mean a lot to you, I feel like it's important. It's important to be able to do this and to understand, you know, the possessions that really mean a lot to you, you know, and these 5 really mean a lot to me. Alrighty, guys, there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Special shout out to the patrons of Patreon. Thank you all so much for the continued support. I really greatly appreciate it. Alrighty, guys, there we go. Oh, man. It's like, what, 2 in the morning? I think I'm going to go sleep. I gotta fix my shelf first, though. Getting Primus off definitely messed it up a bit. And there's my tech box. I haven't even cleaned that up yet. But yeah. Oh, man. This whole shelf, though, man. I would want to keep it all. I love Cybertron. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.